Good morning. It's day 83, May 11th. It's 7 o'clock. And I got started about 6:35 or so. Came out of Quarry Gap Shelter. A little bit of a climb, but I'm up on a ridge now. It's flattened out and not too rocky. So getting a good start already. Feeling pretty good. And I'm going 17.7 miles to Pine Grove Furnace State Park. And a buddy of mine that lives up here in the area has a cabin there, and he has graciously offered it to me for the night. And the last time I checked the weather, they're calling for rain tomorrow, so I may zero there depending on the weather. But so far, have no complaints about Pennsylvania. As I've been told, the real rocks don't come until later on. They're not in southern Pennsylvania. And the trail seems pretty well maintained. That shelter yesterday, I mean, it's built like a brick crap house. There's normally a different word in there, but I don't like to curse on my videos in case children are watching, but you know what I mean. The problem is it's just so small. You know, if a shelter that big can only accommodate 8 people, but I guess if you're one of the first 8 people there and you want to stay in the shelter, it's all good. When I got started hiking, I went about maybe not even a tenth of a mile, and there's a nice level spot for a tent site. You probably could have put 3, maybe 4 tents there and a fire ring, and it's close enough. You had the water from the brook that goes by the shelter. So in the future, if I'm having trouble finding a site, maybe I want to go north on the trail a little bit, see what's up there. But it all worked out well. The group leader of the big group was very nice and let me have that spot, and they weren't using it anyway. But as it turned out, they were a class from a school in Baltimore, and the trip leaders were 2 outward bound staffers, and they have some kind of partnership with the school where they bring kids from Baltimore up here and introduce them to backpacking. And they were a little loud when I first laid down, right when it got dark, about 8:30. But I put my earplugs in, took an leave PM, and I was out. So I got no complaints about my sleeping arrangements. Alright, that's going to be it for this morning's introduction. Till next segment, this is Reboot, heading north. You hear how bad the trail is in Pennsylvania, but I've been on this for about the last quarter mile or so, and this is one of the nicest sections of trail that I've been on since probably it's the area right after Springer. There's some trail that's like this, but this is really nice. And I know the rocks are waiting on me, but I'm really enjoying this while it's here. Another section of nice trail. This section between Caledonia State Park and Pine Grove Furnace State Park is a nice section of trail. I mean, there's some rocky spots, but the climbs aren't too bad. There's no bad descents on it, and for the most part the trail is wide and flat. Guess that's why the shelter was full last night. And the tenting areas were full because of people wanting to do this section. Squirrel. Harper's Ferry was the ceremonial halfway point. This is last year's official halfway point. And total mileage 2189.8. This year's mileage is 2190.2, I think. So I got just a little ways to go. I don't know if there'll be a marker there or not. So I'm walking along here and I happen to look down to my right and I see a rattle. And I was like, rattles are on rattlesnakes. And sure enough, there is a timber rattler right there. Being very stealthy. I wonder how many of those I've walked by and didn't see at all. Well, thank you, Mr. Snake, for not being on the trail. So here is yet another midway point marker. I don't think this one is quite accurate either, but because the trail mileage changes every year, but this is the one that's been here a while and certainly the most decorative one. So we're definitely past the midway point now.
This is going to be the wrap up for day 83. It's about 9 o'clock, getting ready to go to bed here. As you can see behind me, I'm in a cabin here at Pine Grove Furnace State Park. I want to thank my friend Steve J for his hospitality and loaning me his cabin for the night. He picked me up here right when I came off the trail, which is about a quarter mile up the road here, and took me over to the showers, the free showers that they have set up over by the swimming area at the lake, and got a shower and went back over to the snack bar / general store, and that's where you do the half-gallon challenge. But I saw some people with some cheeseburgers and fries, and I decided I'd rather have a cheeseburger and fry than do a half-gallon of ice cream. Since this is so near the halfway point of the AT, traditionally this is where thru hikers do what is referred to as the half-gallon challenge, where you eat a half-gallon of ice cream at one sitting. And they do sell the containers of ice cream here, although if you buy ice cream in the grocery store, you know it no longer comes in half gallons. It's a few ounces short of a half gallon. So if you truly want to do a half gallon, you got to get the large container, and then you got to get like another pint of hand dipped to complete the half gallon challenge. But regardless, I didn't want to do the half gallon challenge because I had a cheeseburger and french fries and I didn't have room for a half gallon of ice cream, so I skipped that and came back here to the cabin and sorted out some of my gear and packed my food bag for my what hopefully is a 2-day trip to Duncannon. My friend informed me that there's supposed to be some bad weather coming in tomorrow afternoon, possibly getting some hail starting about 3 o'clock. So, and the part of the trail where I would be is where I cross through some open fields in a valley between two ridges. So I don't want to be out in that if a thunderstorm or hailstorm comes through. But today I did about a 17 and a half mile day to Pine Grove Road, the first crossing of Pine Grove Road. And today was a really good day because I met up with Mighty Mouse and Shaggy, which is a couple people I've been hiking with since Irwin, Tennessee. So it's always good to get around people that you're familiar with. And there was a new person that I've been hiking with the last few days, Spice. And so just had a great day. The weather was good, and did see the rattlesnake, as you saw in the video, which is a little intimidating. And my friend that has this cabin and lives in the area said that that this area, or the area that I just walked through, is well known for rattlesnakes. So it's kind of funny because, you know, before seeing the rattlesnake, every little noise that I'd heard off to the side of the trail, you know, was a squirrel or a bird or a lizard. But after I saw that rattlesnake, when I was walking, every little noise was, in my mind, a rattlesnake. So, yeah, it's a little unnerving after you see a rattlesnake that big and know that you were just a couple of feet from it. So, but we will continue on and hopefully get to Duncannon without incident. Not tomorrow, but hopefully the next day. So with all that, it's all good in the woods.